What is up, everybody? This is No Continues, a very special emergency episode of it. This is your favorite video game discussion show. My name is Juice. I am joined by my good friend and co-host, Benduzo, and today is finally the day after months of speculation. Nintendo has revealed their brand new console set to release this year, the Nintendo Switch 2. We have broken it all down. We have taken a ton of notes. Ben and I haven't really discussed anything, so this is our first time getting together to talk about everything together. Ben, how are we feeling today?
I'm feeling good. It's a good day to be alive, honestly.
Yeah,
like it is. Like honestly, like if you would have told me 7 years ago that, or 8 years ago, that I would know the Switch 2 successor, I would be like, it was not feasible in my mind, you know. I was like, no, Switch is gonna stay forever. But now here we are, new Switch. It's a good day. It's a good day. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good too. You know, this was, a whole wild week leading up to this whole thing.
Oh yeah, man, it was crazy.
Yeah, as far as just a little bit of background, we record episodes on Sunday nights.
Yeah.
And we know that, Nintendo wasn't going to show it off on a Sunday. So we've been preparing since like the new year kicked off, that we were like, okay, we're going to have to get an episode ready and be ready for when this thing is shown. And we started texting, funny enough, last week. We even have the Discord chats to prove it, so we're not liars, we promise.
Yeah,
that we started texting last week saying, I think we should start preparing for next week.
For next week,
I think something is up.
Yeah.
And then once Monday hit and Nate the Hate's podcast released, the floodgates were open, and that's when we knew things were things were happening.
To be honest, like I was quite I lost hope yesterday night, like the whole,
I was losing a bit of hope.
Yeah,
I feel that way,
because I was like, usually they announce it and now they just went dry. Like they didn't tell us a thing. They were just like, oh, it's 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Bloop. Trailer drops. No no heads up, no anything, just no, here you go, guys.
I have a theory on that, on why they did that. But yeah, I definitely, the night before, I was starting to lose hope, because it's like, this is so not them, right? They would have said something, right? Yeah. They're not really the type of company to not give any leadway. Yeah. So, of course, they did announce it, and it feels like, my theory, just real quick, it feels like because there really wasn't that much of a surprise, they had to just try to surprise us somehow by just dropping the trailer, right? Like, they were just like, we have no surprises, we have to surprise them, let's just drop it. And that's what it felt like, which is fine. It did surprise me, to be fair. So I was like, oh, because I did lose hope.
One thing that surprised me, though, is Mario Kart 9, or Mario Kart Untitled, technically, but like, Mario Kart 9,
we'll get to that for sure. But yeah, it just feels like they've kind of lost the narrative a little bit. This has really not been in their control, which is a first for Nintendo. Nintendo always controls the narrative and controls where,
and they don't like that
things are. Exactly.
They hate
so that's why I feel like they surprised us with the trailer, because it was their last, like, at least we got something to surprise them with, you know?
Like, we have chats too on Discord of that, but like, Nintendo are the type of company that they're just gonna like not release a trailer out of spite. And since the trailer got not leaked, but the announcement got leaked, I was sure that Nintendo was not gonna release the trailer, but they ended up doing it, which I'm pretty happy. But like, I don't know. I think a part of the announcement too is that they were just like, oh, you know what, everybody knows, so we'll just make them wait as long as possible just to make sure. So
you and I talked about if they would have waited till March, and it just felt like they just couldn't wait that long.
No, they couldn't.
Even though they gave themselves that timeline till March 31st to make the announcement, they said themselves, it just felt like they could not wait that long. They had to say something, because it was getting out of control. And they finally showed it off Yeah, in a pretty minimal capacity, but I think it was important for them to finally just get out in front of this and just be like, okay, here it is. This is official. Let us take over and let us start trying to lead the ship again because everyone else has taken over the ship and started to steer it a different way.
Especially like our best friends, the Nintendo Switch 2 YouTubers, which their only topics is Nintendo Switch 2, and whenever the Nintendo Switch 2 will not be the hot things anymore. They're just gonna, I don't know, they're just not gonna be relevant anymore.
Them, the leakers, all these video game magazines
enthusiasts,
all these places have taken over like the ship, and at some point they definitely had to get out in front of it and be like, here it is, we'll talk later, but here it is, and we have to regain the narrative. Kit and Krista were really on top of that. They had some great videos this week talking about how Nintendo was probably feeling right now and stuff, that I found very interesting. So this trailer definitely felt like we need to just announce this thing so we get the focus back on us and not these leakers.
Yeah. And honestly, like, if you haven't watched it, Kid and Krista, for the people that are listening to us right now, they're really good Kit channels. They're former Nintendo employees. They have a lot of inside knowledge of Nintendo. I think they're very careful of what they're saying and what they're not saying, because not that it could get them in trouble, but I think it could sour their relationship with Nintendo if they start doing.
Yeah, because it seems like they're still pretty connected, actually. So, I'm pretty sure, they definitely like to give a little bit of a peek behind the curtain, which
I'm pretty sure tomorrow, if they wouldn't want to work with Nintendo at Nintendo again, they would have a job immediately.
This definitely came out of the blue. It felt like, but it felt like something that they needed to do. So we're gonna go over all the key important things from the trailer, talk about our thoughts, and we're also just gonna go over kind of where we go from here, because at this point there's, I would say, a good 6-month timeline to take us till the start of the summer that we kind of have an idea as to what we're going to be looking at. Some things Nintendo have even said in a press release that maybe you missed in the trailer, or something that we're going to get into. So let's start, not even the trailer, just right away. It is called the Nintendo Switch 2. A lot of the stuff that we're going to go over, we've talked about in a previous episode of No Continues, but I think you and I both agreed that the name Nintendo Switch 2 was the right move.
Yes.
I'm right on that, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's I'm mixed on it, but I agree with you that it is the right name to do. But at the same time, I would have loved Nintendo to just be Nintendo. Like, just find a clever name for their console, like the Switch, which was a really clever name, with the GameCube, with the Nintendo 64, which was like, I don't know. But at the same time, yes, I think in order to not confuse the consumers, they have to call it the Nintendo Switch 2. They cannot do the same error that they did with the Wii U, because now it is a definitive that it is the successor of the Switch. It is the second Switch, It's not like a 3DS, which everyone was confused about. Even to this day, I have people talking to me about the 3DS and they're still confused. But the Switch 2, it is a definitive way of saying, like, it is the next console of the Nintendo Switch family of systems. So,
is it a fun name?
No.
Not really, but I think, you just can't confuse the consumer. They've spent 8 years building this name up, the Nintendo Switch. I think it's such a brand for them. You just can't confuse people.
Exactly.
You can't confuse parents. You can't confuse everyday consumers.
You have to play it safe.
Switch, and call it a day.
Because, like,
I think
No, go for it. Sorry.
I think the best example is just look at PlayStation and Xbox, right? You know what came after the PlayStation 4, right? It was PlayStation 5.
I would say Xbox, though, they're a little bit stupid with their names.
Yeah, but even then, right? Like, they decided to get creative. They decided to get, and it just, it's completely backfired on them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think if you were to ask an average person in a grocery store what the difference between an Xbox Series S and an Xbox Series X is,
They would know.
I have no idea.
They're still thinking about the Xbox One. Like
exactly. So, but if you were to ask someone what the difference is between the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, you could probably make an assumption.
They'll say like, "Oh, it's the newest console." Because
it's got to be
numbered.
Better, right? It's like
something that is numbered is very clear from the start that it is a successor. So yeah.
But it's not an amazing name, but it's the right call, I think.
And one thing I will say is, like, I know there's a lot of Switch collectors. We've talked about this on the podcast, but 50% of their consumer base are parents, are people that are not really into the video game world. They're pretty much just buying stuff for their children, or they're buying stuff to get back into gaming, but they don't know they're probably going to play Mario Kart, Mario Party. So yeah, it just makes sense, honestly.
Yeah. So not really all that surprised by it. No. So yeah. I'm sorry it's not the Super Nintendo Switch, but that's why you're not the head of marketing, Nintendo fanboys.
Because it's a dumb name.
That's why
I'm sorry.
Nintendo is in charge.
Yeah. I guess Super Nintendo Switch, first of all, too many words. Too many words.
Too many words, yeah.
Second of all, like, I don't know. Nostalgia is fun, but like, I just think it's fun for the Super Nintendo, but not for the Switch. I don't. It doesn't fit.
I remember seeing someone say like, they should call it the switcheroo, and I was like, "This is why you're not in charge of anything. This is why you tweeting at home, man."
That's the thing. People think they're serious. Sometimes people say some wild shit, and they're like, they act so tough about it. I'm like, bro, you would not last a day at Nintendo. Like, chill.
Yeah. The name isn't that amazing, but it's the right one.
Yeah, it's the right one.
So let's start really quickly with the console design. I would say it's familiar, it's very similar, but I would say it's just a lot sleeker, right?
I love the color.
It's a dark gray console, looks very similar to the current Switch. I would say it's not as edged. It's like
more curved.
More curved, a lot smoother on the top.
I think it feels like it looks like titanium, but it's not. But it looks like a finish of that, which I really like. Just don't like the colors on it.
Yeah, it has that nice smooth finish. Yeah, and it's obviously bigger.
Yeah,
right. It looks like actually a decent size bigger when you watch the trailer, and you see they do have like sort of an image side by side of it. The Switch in someone's hands and the Switch 2 in someone's hands.
I would say it's like more akin to like a Steam Deck or maybe a Legion Go, because the Legion Go was a little bit too big for my hands, to be honest. But if it's like the Steam Deck, I think it's the perfect size. I still prefer the Switch Lite's design and the size of it. I don't know. It feels like a Game Boy to me, so that's why I like it so much. Like it's just it's so small, but it's so compact and comfortable to hold that. But yeah, bigger is better, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny. I actually use bigger Joy-Con on my Switch regularly if I'm playing it, because I just find it is more comfortable. So I think this is going to feel more comfortable in my hands. I think it all depends on your hands, literally. Like what feels more comfortable.
Are you using these ones?
Similar to those ones, yes. Those are the Hori SplitPad Pro. I'm using
no, they're not the Pro though. They're the
kind of an off brand, but it's still really good. I have them somewhere.
These are the first one that ever came out. It came out during the Demon X Machina thing.
Yep.
So
they're nice. They're a little a little chunky. The ones I have are kind of like just like 25% smaller, but they feel real nice.
But I honestly I played with these a long time. I think they're really comfortable. But nowadays I'm more into like it's more of a Steam Deck design, but it's like based on the GameCube.
Yeah, the one I have is kind of like that.
So it like I just hate how the Switch is like so flimsy sometimes. So this actually puts it as a single unit, and there's like another. I don't know. I feel it's just better, more comfortable. Feels like a Steam Deck.
I think making it, obviously it has to be bigger for the bigger internals and stuff that's inside the Switch too. But personally, I do prefer slightly bigger for this kind of console. I don't know why, it just feels better.
The one thing I don't like is there's no curves to it. There's no actually molds to it. Like if I take another like the Steam Deck for example, again, I don't know if you've ever held a Steam Deck.
I have, yeah.
And it's so comfortable because there's curves
it is
in
really
it.
Comfortable, actually.
There's like molds in it. I don't know how to explain it, but that it's one of the the more comfortable portable console I've used in a while. And I just wish they would have maybe got, I don't know. I kind of understand why they're not doing it, because like the Joy-Con needs to be their separate. They have
so much multifunctionality. That's the problem.
But at the same time, I would like maybe like an adapter from Nintendo. No, like I don't know. I would have liked more curves, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the console looks sleek. The Joy-Con are bigger. It looks like, I mean, obviously we don't know right away, but it sounds like this might be the only SKU, like this color, like just gray.
Yeah.
There was a rumor that there was going to be a white one. We obviously haven't seen that yet. But this definitely feels like you get the black Switch. There's little hints of blue and orange on the thumbstick, when you put the thumbstick.
I don't like.
I kind of like it actually, just
like
a little bit.
Because it's
man, I like it. I like the little splash of color.
No, I would love it if it would be more neon colors, because the Switch was so well known for the red and blue, the neon red and blue, and now I think they're trying to do that again, but they're using matte colors, which I think doesn't make sense. They should have put colors that are more poppy. I don't know, like more attractive to the eye.
You know what's funny? I'm the opposite.
Like
I kind of like, because the system is a matte black. It comes with the matte muted colors. I kind of like it. I don't know why. No, I'm the opposite. Funny enough. I like the little splash of color. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see if there's more colors. Like, will we get a red switch too? All this kind of stuff. But yeah, I kind of like it. I don't know. I'm just,
one thing I hope though is Hall effects joysticks. But I understand as a business standpoint why they're not doing it, because it makes so much money for them to not do it. Like it is crazy how much money they make out of it. And like, but at the same time, like, I'm tired. I've never had I've had one pair of Joy-Con Drift, and it was a Japanese exclusive neon green that I bought. So I had green, which I was like super hyped about, and they started drifting, and I just got sad after that. Yeah,
we'll get to the Joy-Con in a bit, because it's going to be probably a bigger bulk of the discussion, because that's where the new stuff comes in. Let's talk about the screen. It is bigger. The rumor is that it's about 8.5 inches, I want to say. So it is going to be bigger. Nice. One thing I did notice is it does have some pretty chunky bezels.
That's what I was gonna say.
So when
like the OG Switch,
when this trailer starts and it shows you the whole screen, it looks like the Switch OLED, and I was like, oh man, is that the whole screen? That's super nice. Like that's gonna be awesome. But then when they turn the gameplay on, it's very similar to the current, like the red box, original Switch.
The OG Switch.
It's not as bad, but it was definitely noticeable where I was like, ooh, there's some bezel, decently thick bezels around.
Yeah, and I
screen.
don't really understand why they would have done that, honestly. Like, is it because it's LCD? I know LCD can bleed. LCD screens can bleed, so I think they have to have a bigger bezel in order not to bleed, or whatever. But like, I don't know. I find it very.
The only thing I was thinking of is like the PlayStation Portal. I don't have one. Do you have one?
No, but my friend
has an
LCD.
And it's an LCD screen, and it's super thin.
It's super thin, and it's like a very like. We can shit on the PlayStation Portal all we want. It is a very premium device in terms of build quality.
Nice. It's really nice.
It's So,
but yeah, I was a bit confused because I was like, I remember the Portal's
and it's super
not being very big.
It's a super thin screen.
So that bummed me out. Now, obviously, when it comes to this stuff, I have to see it in motion, literally in front of me.
Yeah,
it'll probably not bug me. But because I play all my stuff docked mostly.
Oh yeah,
not really handheld.
It'll bug me because I'm so used to the OLED screen now that I.
Oh yeah, no, it is gonna bug me too.
This is just a bad move, honestly. This is just a weird move. Like people are gonna notice.
It's gotta be thinner.
Yeah.
Like
I know
there can't be these chunky bezels.
Yeah, and I know they might be betting on newer consumers, and they're not gonna really take attention to it, or maybe they just don't care. They don't think it's going to be a big deal, but for me it is going to be a big deal, and it's going to probably hinder my experience portable, because I play most of my Switch games portably. I think I've done the entirety of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on portably and won. Yeah, like more than 200 hours. I played more than 200 hours in this game.
That's a lot.
Yeah, like I love
see, and that's funny for me. Like I am mostly a docked person.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. So like this stuff usually doesn't really bother me. That's why I actually, funny enough, haven't pulled the trigger on an OLED yet.
Yeah.
I will once the Switch 2 comes out, because I feel like I could get one in drop price. But because I have a Switch Lite that I play portably at work, I have a regular Switch. I just don't feel the need for the OLED.
Exactly.
I play a lot of stuff docked, so I've never found the need. Yeah. But yeah, the bezel, I was definitely like, oh, those are actually a little bit chunkier than I was hoping for. So
yeah,
we'll see.
I'm with you on that. Like I've noticed it right. I actually noticed it during the leaks, because I if I remember, there was a picture and we could see a little bit the bezels with the lights, and I was like,
The biggest problem is when it's not on, it's hard to see.
It's hard to see, but you can still see it. Like you can still see it, but it's hard to see. Yes, that is for sure.
It's kind of like I was just like, okay, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, in the trailer, the screen isn't on, and I'm like, oh my god, look how big the screen is comparatively. But once the gameplay was on, I was like, oh,
is it gonna be
there's a really big black border around this?
Is it gonna be like as big as a Switch OLED then, like for the screen?
I would assume it's probably that big. Yeah. So 7 inches across. So. Yeah, other than that, there's a lot of stuff they didn't talk about. So the screen, all right, bigger, still got some bezel.
Yeah.
The dock is pretty much what was rumored, right? There's a little bit of gap that you can see at the top.
There's going to be themes.
Is there going to be themes? Yeah, that's the question.
But in the actual like listings, there were themes. There were like different themes.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if you remember, but some of the leaks had like Bowser or like Bob-ombs, or like whenever it was like
cool actually.
Yeah.
Like where you put I have seen mock-ups where someone has put a clock on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they could do like fun little themes, I think that'd be fun.
Bring back themes. We miss the 3DS, Nintendo, please. Goddamn.
Yeah. But yeah, dock is pretty straightforward. It says Nintendo Switch 2 right on the front, right plastered, so you know exactly what it is. And that definitely brings us, I think, to the main conversation. That being
yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. Do you think the OG dock will work with the Switch 2? No.
I don't think they won't work backwards.
The only reason why I think it will work is because like a couple of years ago, like 2 years ago, there was an update for the dock and the ability to update the dock, and it's a feature that has never been used. So I don't know.
Yeah, I still don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think Nintendo wants you to buy a new dock no matter what. I don't even think the old Switch will work in a new
Switch 2 dock. Yeah,
I don't think so. Now obviously they've literally shared pretty much about 20%.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure. Like,
right, so it's possible. Like, the one thing I will say really quickly before we get into the big part of the trailer is someone in my community was asking me, because I'm the Nintendo guru, like my buddy Ben here. He was like, do you think I'll be able to attach will I be able to connect old Joy-Con to the Switch 2? And I was like, probably that I'll give them.
Yeah.
Like old controllers and stuff, yeah. But yeah, you're not going to be attaching old Joy-Con to it.
Absolutely
you need
not.
The charging stand that they released recently.
Exactly, yeah.
So, yeah, you'll probably be able to connect it. They are just Bluetooth controllers at the end of the day. So
exactly, and I have like 6 Pro controllers, like all the different special editions. So I'm like, I want them to work because like, yes, I'm gonna. Look, I know myself. I'm probably gonna buy 4 remotes day one, like 4 pro controllers, because like
I'll probably buy 2 pro controllers day one.
But I still, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but on like I have the Smash Ultimate Special Edition, with has a sealed one, and on that side I still have a Tears of the Kingdom sealed. So I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I have 2 now.
I
have fancy. So I don't know. Big fan of the Pro Controller. I think it's one of my favorite controllers of all time. The only thing I don't like is the triggers, because they're not.
Yeah, they're a little mushy for my liking.
They're not pressure sensitive, which is very weird.
Yeah,
that they're not weird. Like, especially when they released 3D All Star. Okay, I'm going off topic right now. They released 3D All Star. It just wouldn't work on Sunshine because there's no pressurized button.
Yeah, you need the
GameCube controller. It's stupid. All right, we can move on.
Yeah. So let's get to the Joy-Con, which is definitely where the new stuff comes in. I think this is when people are asking what's going to be the new thing to get a Switch to. The Joy-Con is doing most of the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
So we've talked about it before. These are magnetic, so you don't slide them into place. Yeah. You press them.
If you haven't,
they've made a new click noise too. Yeah. Like, it almost sounds like a clap. It was loud when I first heard it. But, so,
honestly, I will let you can finish. Sorry, but I have a gripes around magnetic stuff.
Oh, you don't like the magnets?
No, but you can go.
Is it better than the rails? That's what I want to know.
Okay, I'll actually show you.
Oh, see, there we go.
Because I'm an angry gamer sometimes. Okay, my girlfriend can testify on that. And
are you afraid you're gonna rip it out?
Yes, I actually ripped my Legion Go out one. Okay,
whoa.
So I was paying for it, and I was like, oh my god, and I wanted to do this, and I just did this, and it clicked. Like, it actually broke. But if you don't know, I'll try to show it on camera. But like, you have a button here, okay? You just release it.
Yeah.
And they're kind of really hard to remove. Like, they're not really.
Oh, it is kind of similar, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's like, it scratches the magnet, which this I don't mind. But the way you put it, it does not feel satisfying. Like, I pushed it, I didn't feel a thing, and now it's attached. And it's
Oh yeah, it does look still wobbly.
Yeah.
Though. Oh man.
Yeah. Like, look, I'm trying to remove it right now, and I can't. Like, it's very hard to remove. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's very hard to remove. So, I hope they do a better job than Lenovo that they did.
Legion.
Yeah, but
because it was a real point of emphasis, that clicking. Yeah, that it looks like it's supposed to be a real satisfying push in. So,
but it's not.
And I think that's actually going to be a big part of their marketing. Yeah. I think you and I agree. Where
look, I'll show you. Okay, I'll show you.
Joy-Con is like angled and it clicks in. Yeah. I think that's going to be a big part of their marketing.
I don't know how to explain.
Oh, yeah, it is wobbly in there.
Yeah,
eh?
And now, like, I just heard a click. I did not feel it, and now it's in. It's weird. It's a weird feeling. You get used to it. Honestly, you really get used to it. But the only problem is with rails. There is more, since it's you're gonna have wobbliness more over time, but magnets over time they're just gonna demagnetize in a way, so you're gonna lose clamp power, and then over time they're just not gonna be usable anymore. And I'm pretty sure if it's like the Legion Go, sometimes you can't even use the Legion Go when the remotes are not connected. It's like bugging. So if the Nintendo Switch 2 is like that, and like because you don't have the thing on for some safety purposes, or they want you to put it on like every 17 hours, or if you turn down the console, and like Nintendo can be a little bit iffy about this, it could completely ruin the experience, which I don't know.
Yeah, I guess the problem with a lot of stuff, we need to feel it. Right?
Yeah.
Nintendo is always testing these kinds of things. I think back in the DS days, they were testing them, like throwing them off buildings to see if they can work still.
Yeah.
So I hope these are really
no. I'm pretty sure it's going to be
bend proof.
Yeah. No. It is pretty good quality. It is a pretty good quality. The Legion Go 2 is a pretty good quality. The only problem is it comes with a lot of like. because since it's a new technology, it comes with a lot of newer problems in a way that we're not expecting. I think they definitely took a note in the Legion Go's book. Like, absolutely, they copied them.
It's funny. A lot of other people that aren't us were also kind of saying similar things.
Yeah.
So yeah, there might be some truth in that.
Yeah.
Who copied who? Who copied who's
well,
homework,
yeah,
right?
they copied Nintendo first, so that's for sure for the for their portable gaming. But yeah, so yeah, but I'm still happy, but at the same time, I don't know, no.
So the other thing is obviously the Joy-Con are longer. It doesn't look like the IR sensor is on the right Joy-Con. I looked a few times. It doesn't look like it is.
I think it's removed, actually.
I think it's removed too. Yeah. So that's gone.
Because we see. No, sorry. Go for it.
No, yeah, you're good. Because you do see the underside. It just doesn't look like it's there anymore.
No, yeah, it just looks like it disappeared. And we had a first wave of leakers when it wasn't announced that were just persistent and trying to do like the newer. They wanted to get the newer audience just to get popularity or like, I don't know how to explain myself right now. But now we have another wave of people that are just putting random specs on Twitter and they're expecting us to believe them. Like, screen will be LCD or OLED or I've seen a bunch of things that just doesn't make sense. Yeah. So now we're going to see that for the next 4 months, maybe.
True.
It's going to be like every week there's going to be someone else that's going to say like, oh, I know this because this is the specs and I work at a company where the specs are this, like it's going to be annoying, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess we just got to wait and see, but yeah, it doesn't seem like the IR camera is there anymore. The SL and SR buttons on the inside of the controller are bigger now.
Yeah.
I don't really play with, Joy-Con. It has to be a really desperate situation.
Yeah.
But that's nice. And they didn't confirm it, but it looks like when you put the wrist strap on to the Joy-Cons, there is a little glide to it, indicating that there will be a sort of mouse functionality that we've talked about in the past.
Which I don't know if we're going to use.
Yeah,
but...
I mean, we have to wait and see. I'm optimistic. I'm curious as to how they're going to use this. Because I do think of stuff, I'm like, well, playing Metroid Prime Remastered would be cool, or Metroid Prime 4 with like mouse controls. That's kind of neat. I don't know how you do it. But
I don't know if I would use it, but it's cool that it's
there. Exactly. But I am kind of like cautiously optimistic. I'm like, I want to know how this is going to... Show me how it's going to work first, and then I can talk to you about it. Because right now, I'm at a point where it sounds cool. I do want to try using it, but you have to show me something first because I have no idea how this is going to go.
The only thing that I really don't want Nintendo to do is not force that gimmick into games. Like, I don't want like some stupid ass mini game or like stupid ass thing that you have to use this in order to complete to play, because first it's gonna remove the handheld experience in a way. Because if you want to play handheld, then you have to find a flat surface and put it in a like stand mode and then use it. So that's the only thing I'm a little bit afraid of. But I don't. At the same time, it would just not make sense that it's a forced thing in some games,
Yeah, I can't imagine them using this a ton. I imagine them using it in a new Mario Party for something.
Exactly.
Right? I imagine them using it for some sort of art academy, Mario Paint, something like that. But yeah, I can't imagine like they're not going to use mouse controls for the next 3D Mario, right?
No,
like I don't. So like I want to know what you're going to do with it when it comes to say something like, I don't know, Tetris or puzzle games or
like a mix of like imagine a Professor Layton game where you play randomly, and then you have like a section where you have to act. No, you know what they did with the DS, which was really clever, and Phantom Hourglass.
Like the clamping, and when you open it unveils something. That's really clever.
Would have been amazing. Yeah. That I don't mind. It's just no, I let them cook. Let them cook.
Yeah, I want to see what it is. Yeah. Like I just think I don't know if you've ever played it, but recently they released Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic
on Switch
for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, for Nintendo Switch.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
Like last month.
It's really the one recent. That came in the Zero boxes.
Oh yeah. Oh, by Atari. Yeah, they released. Yeah, so it's pretty much they're just direct ports of those games 1 and 2. And the only complaint was that they were like, it runs great, it's fantastic. There's just no exactly how you remember. It's really tough with a controller. And I was like, the more I thought about like this mouse thing, I'm like, man, playing Roller Coaster Tycoon with like a fake sort of mouse on the Switch would blow my mind. But it makes sense. So
but I don't know how comfortable it would be. That's the thing. Like at that, it's because the reason why I'm so like iffy about it is just because I would rather play on a computer then. I'm not a mouse and keyboard guy at all.
Oh yeah.
Like at all. But like if you give me the option, yes. But don't make it, I don't know. I just feel it's weird. I understand Nintendo whenever they try something, they're trying to improve the gaming market as a whole, which they did with the Switch. It actually broke the gaming industry. And now if like mouse controls could be integrated in the console market, that would kind of break these, I don't know, another sort of thing in gaming. But I don't know if I would rather play on a computer then. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's fair. I think a lot of the people that are getting the Switch don't computer game.
Yeah, that's true.
Or
that's
PC
true.
game. So this is just an alternative.
That's true.
Right. So I'm excited to see what they're able to do with it.
Yeah. No, I get it. I see you're optimistic. I'm just, I don't know. I'm still
I just know that this isn't going to be used that much. So that's why I'm like cautiously optimistic. I'm like, show me the select few games that are going to use this and how it's going to be used.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
That's the only thing I'm like, that I think of.
Yeah.
So. The only thing, I mean, to be fair, they haven't actually confirmed this mouse thing. It was just like a little teaser.
They kind of confirmed it.
They kind of did. But they really
why would the Joy-Con slide? Like, I don't know. Yeah.
So I'll take it as a confirmation. But the only thing on the Joy-Con we still have no idea about is the mysterious C button.
No, it's the Diet Coke button, Juice.
The Diet Coke button, yes. Every time you press it, a Diet Coke appears, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But even in the trailer, they erased the C.
Really?
On the button. Yeah, if you go back, the button is just black. So they don't even want you to know about the letter on the button. So we've talked about all sorts of theories. It could be chat. It could be cast. It could be.
I'm pretty sure it's chat.
It could be whatever. At this point, it's chat. I think
because Nintendo is very weird about chats, or about live chats. Like they've always been very weird about this particular thing. I don't. I understand why, but like, I don't know.
The rumor literally came out like a couple days ago that it was actually for something called Campus, which is their integrated chat thing that they're working on. So yeah, I think it's chat. I'm gonna let it be for a while because if I think about it too long, it's gonna hurt my brain.
Yeah.
But this thing seems like the big thing that they want to talk about.
Yeah.
It'll come later.
Yeah.
Right. In a presentation, they'll be like, "This is this," and we're gonna spend 10 minutes talking to you why it's so important.
And everyone's gonna be like, "This, I'd rather use Discord." Realistically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But thanks for your effort.
Yeah, thanks for your effort. Yeah.
Now, other than that, honestly, that was pretty much the big things from the Switch 2 trailer.
There's one thing I want to talk about first.
One thing?
Yeah. It's the stand.
Oh, the stand. Yeah. I rarely use mine, so
Yeah.
it's pretty much no matter what stand it is, it's kind of useless to me. But what did you think of the stand?
I have a theory about the stand. The
What's
reason
your
why
theory
it's
about the
just a
stand?
bezel like this is because I think Nintendo's gonna integrate magnetic add-ons on the stand. Because it would make
Whoa.
sense that when you open it, it does not like move the
Give me an
add-on.
example. Give me an example.
Okay.
Give me an example.
Okay.
Because now I'm like, okay, how?
Okay. So, Switch, the original Switch. The stand is like this, you know? If you put a magnetic thing here, the thing is gonna go up and it's not gonna stick, okay? The bezel is just a little line here.
Yeah, it's like a ring.
So here, technically, you can put whatever you want because it's not gonna move. So
okay,
yeah. So I thought about it. I was looking at the trailer today, and I was like, at first, I was like, bro, this shit is ugly. Like, this thing ain't pretty. Like, yeah, it's a downgrade.
It's not as. It is a downgrade from the OLED. That's what I thought.
And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. I think they're cooking
something up.
Yeah, they are cooking because like, I think like maybe a cooler like third-party company are gonna go crazy for this. That's for sure. But I think it might be for like an external battery that you could put in, especially like
that's kind of smart.
Like a CPU cooler. I don't know. Like,
yeah, like something.
Yeah, something like or I don't know. I'm gonna let them cook, but I'm pretty sure that's the reason why they did that.
Right. All right. So to recap before we get to the other big thing in the trailer, the bigger Switch gonna come pretty much in dark gray / black. The Joy-Cons connect in magnetically. There seems to be mouse functionality. There are 2 USB-C ports, one on the bottom, one on the top. So hey, maybe your Connect theory, right? Yeah. With the magnet, you connect something on the top with the top USB.
Maybe.
Right.
Then you go to maybe.
And it's backwards compatible with pretty much most games. They made a point of emphasis of saying that. I think that was pretty much said because Labo games don't work for this thing.
Of course.
Labo only works specifically with
if you haven't thrown them
the
away.
Nintendo Switch 1. And then 2, if there isn't an IR sensor, a lot of games like WarioWare or 1-2 Switch just won't work.
Dude, they just don't work. Yeah, they won't work.
So I think that's your games that don't work.
But that's the thing. I think they did an emphasis because like they won't work with maybe these Joy-Con, but if you can connect Joy-Cons to them,
if you can connect the old, so it'll probably be like
it's because
it only kind of works if you have the old ones.
Yeah, and and they did that with the Switch Lite too. They were like, oh, certain games don't work, but you can connect Joy-Cons to the. They say like Mario Party, Jamboree,
Mario Party. Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't work on the Switch Lite, but it works if you have Joy-Cons, extra Joy-Cons.
Exactly.
So
you got it.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about the other big thing that was shown very briefly, which is the next Mario Kart. We don't know if it's Mario Kart 9. We don't know if it's Mario Kart 10 because some people consider Mario Kart Tour officially Mario Kart 9. Some people don't. Either way, the next Mario Kart was shown off. It looks pretty good. It's literally 15 seconds at most. Yeah. So it's hard to dissect everything, but funny enough, we actually got like a decent amount of information in that little 15 seconds.
I think I don't know if you noticed, but the front of the car looks like the magnets that they use for the Switch Joy-Cons, the Switch 2 Joy-Cons.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Oh, I should take a look at that. Oh.
Yeah, I noticed it right away, and I was like, oh, I think, as you said, like they're gonna double down on the magnet thing, like Joy-Con thing, and they're gonna try to like market it with one of their most popular game that is gonna sell on the Switch too, because we know already Mario Kart 8 is one of the most sold game on the Switch. So like Mario Kart 9 is gonna be a no-brainer for them. So I don't know. It's like market inside their games. So
yeah, I've seen some pretty crazy breakdowns right away. The first thing that's was spotted was that it looks like this is going to have 24
yeah
racers at once. So Mario Kart has traditionally only had either 8
or
12 as of the most recent games, 12 racers at once. This one's going to have, looks like 24. And yeah, that's crazy. That's a lot.
That's crazy. I know you can play 32
that's an insane amount
players on Mario Kart 8, but you have to have like 12 Switch, I think, or like 24 Switch. I don't know. Like
yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Like I've only really ever played like 12.
Yeah, 12. Same.
I couldn't imagine 24.
24. Yeah.
Like
on a small screen, like. How are you gonna? How are you gonna play?
Well, and I just think of like the pandemonium that could ensue. Like there could be absolutely craziness going on. So that definitely piqued my interest.
Anti-gravity is back.
The what?
The anti-gravity is back. I think
it looks like
because
it is.
Like in the background, you see like the
that hill. It almost looks like there's like a road on the side of it. Yeah.
So I think it's back.
Yeah. And immediately the thing that stood out to me was the character designs are definitely different. Mario is very squishy. Even Luigi kind of looks squishy. Like it looks like they took their models from like Mario Wonder or just like from the 80s and kind of brought them up to here. The biggest is Donkey Kong.
Oh my god, Donkey Kong looks so bad.
He does not look anything like... You don't think he looks good?
No, because funny? I like the rare designs. I like the rare designs. Like Rare is such an important part of Nintendo's history, even though they're with Microsoft now. Man, I think it's a slap on the No, okay, I'm being I think I'm being a boomer right now, honestly. But like, I'm like, oh, the newer ones, the young people's. No, but like, I don't know. I feel like they're kind of disrespecting Rare because they have Rare have given so much to Nintendo. Especially like Donkey Kong's redesign, like this is because of Rare. Like these two is because of Rare. Like I think he looks better like that. It's the OG Donkey. I don't know.
Funny enough, this is another one we're disagreeing on.
You like it?
I like it in the sense that I do welcome new things. In the sense of, I think it's clear Nintendo wants Donkey Kong to be more than what he is. Especially with him in the Super Mario Brothers movie. He was more in line to his classic look, like very big upper body, very. So I don't know, a little different. I kind of welcome it. You know what it looks like to me?
Yeah.
He looks like Donkey Kong Jr.
That's what I was gonna
say. Super Nintendo Mario Kart, and I kind of think that's hilarious.
And that's what I was gonna say. Right, like right after you were speaking, I was like, I think it might be Donkey Kong Jr., but grown up.
That's the thing.
That's the thing.
Like because it literally could be. Like that's the other thing, right? What if that's him?
Donkey Kong here is not the OG Donkey Kong. He's the son of the OG Donkey Kong from the arcades.
Donkey Kong Country. Yeah.
Exactly. Like Cranky is the OG Donkey Kong. So this is like the son of Donkey Kong. And then after that, it might be just Donkey Kong Jr. They just brought him back just because because he looks like Donkey Kong Jr. So
yeah. So I'm excited to see the full reveal of this. Yeah. I like when they switch it up because sometimes I think designs do get stale after a while, or not stale, or I'm kind of like, you can show me something different. Like, hey, I love Sonic. He's timeless, but he's been the exact same character for the last 25 years. You can try fun stuff. I don't know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I appreciate the effort. So, at first I didn't think, like 2 weeks ago, I didn't think Mario Kart 9 or 10 would launch with the Switch 2. I was like, no, but it's going to come out first year. But now I'm like, you know what? I think it is actually a launch game. They've made a point. They've made a point of showing it. So I think it is a launch game now.
Yeah, same. But we can't know for sure. But like, it's pretty like, I don't know. It's pretty in the face that it's going to be a launch game. Honestly, like
that's the tough part with this whole reveal is that it's so face value that we have to speculate still a ton.
Nintendo are known. Oh, sorry, go for it. Sorry.
No. It's just it's not that I'm not excited. I like when these things are officially announced, but it does feel underwhelming as it's just kind of like, it's like you're at the door for a concert and they go, hey, they're going to play some great songs in there. All right. And you're like, oh man, okay. They're going to play some great songs. Like you'll get in there in about 2 hours though.
Yeah.
Okay. So just keep standing here. We'll keep giving you little bits of information. You know, maybe we'll tell you what the t-shirts look like.
Exactly.
Maybe we'll tell you how the drinks are, and then we'll let you in and you'll fully get to enjoy it. But for now, I'm just sharing a couple songs that you might enjoy there.
They're teasing. They're teasing. They're teasing.
Oh yeah, big teasing.
Yeah. And like, funny enough, like Nintendo are known to just show things and never do anything about this. Like the N64 demo, not demo, but like tech demo of like Link versus the GameCube tech demo of Link versus Ganondorf, like just before the GameCube release.
Oh, that was classic. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Or like the Twilight Princess models in the Wii U tech demo trailer. So I still see it as a tech demo. They might just decide to do nothing about that Mario Kart at the end of the day. Like, it wouldn't really surprise me that they would do that. But at the same time, it looks so polished. It doesn't look like a cutscene or anything. That's where I'm like, okay, they're actually working on it. Like, it's not like just a CG cutscene, because usually Nintendo don't do CG cutscenes just to announce something. When they do, it's just to showcase something, or just like because they wanted to do something about it. Like, I don't know. I think it's going to be an actual game. Like, it's going to come to fruition.
Oh yeah, no, it's too complete to not be an actual. This is definitely next Mario Kart. So yeah, I mean, this is the only thing we saw gameplay wise. So we're waiting. There was no date, just 2025.
Yeah.
No price, which I figured we weren't going to get a price.
No, absolutely, yeah.
That'll come later. So the final two things that they talked about was there was going to be a Nintendo Switch 2 specific direct on April 2nd.
Yeah.
So that's great. I like knowing ahead of time. That feels really far away. I know it's not. It's only 2.5 months, and in the grand scheme of things, it's not that far. I think it's gonna feel really far.
Yeah, it feels far. Yeah, it's gonna feel far. It's gonna feel like, I don't know, like nothing happens in those 2 months.
Exactly.
Because we were talking about it before the podcast, but like, are they gonna release anything else for this year? Because now we have Donkey Kong Country that released quite literally today, and we have Xenoblade Chronicles X that we know is coming out in February. But after that, pretty much nothing. Like, we don't know anything.
Yeah, the only other two things are Metroid Prime 4 and Pokemon Legends ZA. So I would assume there's more Nintendo Switch 1 games coming out, because they're not just going to ditch that. There's got to be something.
Yeah, I think they're going to be dual releases, though.
Oh, yeah. Like, for some of them, for sure. I just wonder, like, are we going to learn about that before April or after April? You know what I mean? Like, are we going to get the traditional February Direct? I have no idea. It's kind of hard to say. Because, okay, so you get Donkey Kong this month. Xenoblade is March 20th, I think.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you don't get a game in February, all right. But then next thing you know, April comes along, and that's when this Switch 2 Direct is. Is that when you're going to learn more about games? So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how many more Nintendo Switch 1 games they announce for this year, because they're obviously not going to ditch that audience. So that's going to be a question.
The only thing I'm curious about is right now, before it was announced, I was like kind of stopping. I would kind of stop buying Switch games, because I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have to buy them back after. Not because they're not gonna be backwards compatible, but because are they gonna have the free upgrade, or am I gonna have to rebuy another copy to get an upgrade or a? And that's the thing that really concerns me, because Nintendo with their digital stores, they were very bad up until the Switch. like especially the Wii U and the 3DS. It was Link. They just decided to shut down the store. All of our purchases are not gone forever, but like if I want to replay Zelda 1, I have to buy the Nintendo Switch subscription. So I just hope they don't go. Like I just hope they take a page of at PlayStation's book where they're just like, hey, for the first 2 years, we're gonna actually give the updates for free, or we're gonna actually like work on our games to be able to have better performance on Switch 2, like Breath of the Wild, so you don't have to play it again, or you Tears of the Kingdom or Echoes of Wisdom that we talked about last episode. Like that would be nice to see, honestly. But
yeah, that would be kind of a nice like thanks for joining early.
Yeah,
you know, here's some upgrades, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we got a long ways till April, it feels like. The other thing is they announced that they are doing essentially, I'm calling it a world tour, like a concert tour.
Yeah.
From April to June 1st, they're presenting the Switch 2 at a bunch of major cities. So in Canada, the only city, of course, is Toronto.
Montreal, though. Montreal.
Are they getting it too?
Yeah, because I used to work at Nintendo for that. Like, I used to do events.
Really? I only saw Toronto on the list. I should look.
Oh, wait, there's a list. Okay, I didn't know that there was a list.
Yeah, there's a
I
list.
just assumed that Montreal.
Yeah, no, there's a list, and the North American locations are New York, LA, and Dallas, and Toronto.
Oh, that's. I'm pretty sure they just don't want to come to Quebec because of the stupid French laws. Yeah.
So, I mean, we get this a lot with world tours for concerts where the only places they go are Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver. And I live in the prairies, so they never come, right? So, yeah, so the only Canadian location is Toronto, it looks like, in April. The last location they're going to is South Korea on June 1st.
Cool.
So it's like a 2-month long thing. You have to enter a lottery draw to get invited to these events. So it's basically going to be press and hardcore fans that are getting invited. And I would say because of that, you're probably going to see a launch in June. So you do your big direct in early April. You do your world tour and press tour for 2 months, and then June is your release. That's my assumption. I don't know if
that would make sense. That would make sense. I actually talked to someone today at the store. He was like, because we were talking about that actually. He was like, because I was like, they can't release it in the holidays because like usually the holidays is like a second wave of like sales. Like usually
you want to
launches and then it not that it dies down, but it steadies, and then during the holidays it goes back up like crazy. But you have to allow that time to pass, because if you don't, then it's just gonna be a normal launch, you know.
Yeah. Plus, then you get 2 waves in the whole year.
Yeah,
right?
It's good for
not just one big wave in the holidays, and that's it. You get 2 big waves. That you get
exactly.
to ride,
that's good for the financial side of things. So yeah, no, I'm pretty sure June is gonna be the release window of the Switch 2, which I'm pretty excited about. Honestly, I wish it would be sooner. I thought it would have released in April, but
yeah, I figure the timeline is similar to the Switch one, right? They first showed it off in October, big presentation in January, release in March. That's about 6 months. I'm looking at it the same here. You show it off in January for the first time. You get your big conference. Yeah, you get your big conference in April, so 2 months later, and then you release it in June. That's a 6-month window.
Exactly.
So,
that would make sense.
Yeah, that's just what I think. So yeah, the next few months are definitely going to be exciting. So yeah, all in all, as far as like a 2.5-3 minute trailer goes, there really wasn't that much. And I guess my final question before we close off, because it's been a really long day for us.
Yeah.
With research and everything, did the leaks really ruin this for you?
Kind of.
And yeah, it did, right?
Yeah. It actually like, because I remember when the Switch was announcement. Oh my god, I was so stoked. I was so crazy about it. I rewatched the trailer over and over again. Today I watched it like 3 times, and I was like, okay. And I go on with my life.
Yeah.
Like, I think the leaks absolutely killed the hype for me.
Yeah.
But I think it's part of Nintendo. It's Nintendo's fault, honestly. Like, they should have not have waited that long. They should have released it before the leaks. Because now everyone's speculating on it, and they were just like, oh, we want information, so we'll just dig for it, and then it just completely ruined the hype for me. Still gonna buy it though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, I think 2 things can be true. I think, Nintendo definitely, they waited too long. They sat on this too long. They should have gotten ahead of this and announced it sooner.
100%.
But B, I'm also actively seeking this information out myself.
Yeah.
I can't be mad if I spoil something myself for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
like
absolutely.
I've seen some of our favorite Nintendo YouTubers being like, "Man, I'm a little disappointed," you know, and it's like,
dude,
but you spoiled the movie, you know?
Yeah,
like,
you're the main reason
you
why
looked
people
up the movie
are not,
ending.
exactly. Yeah, you spoiled yourself, my friend. Like,
yeah,
I was trying to
I get it. You wanted more, but you looked up the information yourself. You were the one spreading this information too. You can't be.
You
can't
are
have
the reason
ways,
why,
man.
like, Nintendo are just putting a like generic response, like.
Correct. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I am disappointed, but I also know that I'm part of the problem, and I'm partially to blame for being underwhelmed.
But to be honest, for my side, I was not, honestly, that information was just would just appear in my hand. Like, I would just scroll through TikTok, and like there would be someone being like, "Yo, Switch 2," and I was like, "Oh my god," which I don't mind. It's just.
Yeah.
And like, you scroll 2 minutes on Twitter and you're like a little bit of a gamer enthusiast, you're gonna see like 20,000 things about the Switch 2. Like, it's gonna be. So no, I get it. Like, if you're actively searching for that information, like, you cannot really be disappointed. Like,
I was a little underwhelmed. I was hoping for more. I know I'm gonna get more in April when they fully unveil this thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did spoil this for myself a bit, you know.
No, go for it. Sorry.
Yeah, no, just all these other Nintendo fanboys too that were like, that was it? And it's like, well, in fairness, it is a lot, but we've been looking up a lot and got spoiled a lot. So.
And I think I'm not as hyped at video games as I used to be. I think I still absolutely adore video games, but I'm more in a passive way. I don't mind not playing games, like.
Oh yeah.
I don't mind just looking at my games on my shelf and be like, yo, that looks cool. Like, I love it. I don't want to play the next game, and I'm not like, I have enough games. Like, I'm in a state of mind where I'm just like, I'm content on what I have right now. Like, if I really want to play a game, I'm just gonna be like, I'll take this one, or I'll play this one. I have such a massive backlog that it doesn't really matter to me if we wait a little bit more. Yes, I'm getting a little bit impatient, but not as I used to be. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, wait. I'm pretty sure, like, if a next Zelda is gonna come out, I'm not gonna be as hyped as before. I don't know why. It's just the hype died down inside of me. I don't know.
I think I'm always gonna be hyped, no matter what.
Yeah.
I just know that I'm more patient than I used to.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because I have other hobbies too, right? It's not like when I was even 18, where like I just had all this time in the world, so I dedicated so much time to gaming.
Yeah, because it was like,
it was just everything.
It was everything,
right?
yeah.
But now I'm older, you know, I listen to music, I watch movies, I'm big into sports, right? So I have other outlets that I'm extremely passionate about. So I'm far more patient, but I'll always be hyped.
No, exactly.
I'm still hyped.
I'm still hyped. I'm just in a way where I don't mind waiting. I don't know why. Like, I've mentioned this in previous episodes. Like, I don't mind waiting. Like, I'm not. I don't mind. Yes, I am a little bit like, I think it's far away, but at the same time, like, at the end of the day, so much is happening in life. So much, like, we have jobs, we have content creation to take care about, we have streaming. I don't know. Like, it is gonna be another outlet for me to expand my my YouTube or my our podcast or anything. Like it's just, I don't know. I see it as a good thing, but I'm happy to wait right
now. Yeah, I would say yeah. All in all, I'm glad I saw it. I'm a little underwhelmed, but that's only because we've known so much information for so long.
Yeah.
The games we still don't know about, which is good because I don't want to know. I want you to show me and get me surprised. That's why seeing Mario Kart was a big surprise, right? That's why whenever they announce things that I don't expect, I'm like super amped up about. So, I'm excited to see kind of where we go from here. It's gonna be a wild 6 months, and these launches don't happen that often. So
every year, like
ride,
5 or 6 years. Yeah.
You know, enjoy the ride, enjoy the fun. Try not to spoil yourself too much, because it can ruin the fun.
Yeah, it can ruin the fun. And video game console launches are very fun. Like we got a little bit. It ruined the fun when COVID happened and the PS5 and the Xbox Series X came out. I think it was very like, it was a weird launch.
That was a weird year.
Yeah, and it wasn't really a video game launch. Like nobody could get hands on consoles. It was a mess. It was a
soft launch. That's how I feel.
Yeah, but now it's really gonna be like a real OG launch.
Game launch.
It's gonna be so hype. Like I remember it at the Switch, when the Switch came out. Like I waited in line. I had a pre-order and I waited in line like 4 hours before getting my console because there was such a big line. Like I don't know. Feeling that again, like seeing people coming out of the store with their Switches in their hands and starting playing right away. Yeah. You're like, holy shit, I want mine, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's nice.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a really good time for the next 6 months and the next few shows.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how it is for the next few days. You know, we're supposed to record a new episode in just a couple days. We'll see how it is after a couple of days. We'll check it. But right now, before we sign off, how many booms of excitement are you?
I would say realistically 3.
He's 3 out of 5 booms.
3 out of 5 booms. Because as I said, I'm happy to wait. I don't mind.
Yeah, I'm 3 out of 5 booms too. I knew a ton of the stuff that was already going in. I like confirmation and I like new Donkey Kong. Right? He gets 5 booms. He gets 3. This is 3.5 booms for me.
For me, new Donkey Kong gets 1 boom.
Because
he looks like a
1 boom. There's no double chunk banana cookie for him.
Banana cookie.
Oh man. Dang. Well, we'll see some more. But that's gonna do it for No Continues. We had a fun time talking about the Nintendo Switch 2. There's going to be a ton of more things, obviously, to come, and we'll be tuned in. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We hope to see you guys next time. We'll see ya.
Bye-bye.